Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening po sa lahat ng nakikinig po.
Hello to all our viewers from here and around the world.
Napakaganda na ating talinteman ngayong hapon ito.
Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat.
Well, friends,
welcome to the Bridges Show.
I'm very happy to be here, and I think it should be a really interesting and fun topic.
What are the things you want to learn? So I wanna take it from there and then I listen to them.
Meron silang mga mithiin upang maging makabuluhan pa ang pagiging Katoliko. Lalong-lalo na sa susunod na henerasyon.
Sa akin po, sa mga kabataan, use competence as a basis.
In real life, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil sa buhay. Kailangan talaga tuloy lang ang buhay kahit anong challenges natin.
Palawan, Cebu, Baguio City, Atty. Dwight, pati La Union. So we are saying that revenge travel is real.
Mas kailangan natin na i-share ang hiwaga ng sinin sa mga tao.
Food and health should go hand in hand. So yan ang gusto namin paratingin sa gobyerno.
If you will just devote your life teaching, hindi ka yayaman sa pera, pero yayaman ka sa tao.
Siyempre, ang pinakamaganda po naman sa ating universidad ay yung talagang natuturuan po tayo kung paano maging mabuting tao.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love.
Valentine's Day is for celebrating all forms of love, whether it is for your partner, for your family, and friends. But Mother Earth has had a rough time lately, so why not also show a little love for the natural world while we're at it? In this week's episode of Bridges, let's make a difference by reigniting that passion for the environment and remind ourselves of ways we can help to create a more sustainable future for our planet, especially with our special guest today. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is Atty. Dwight Ramos, the President of the UST Alumni Association Incorporated, welcoming you once again to another episode of Bridges. With me today to host the show is no other than Ms. Thelma Maranya of the UST Tomasino Center. Good afternoon, Ma'am Thelma.
Good afternoon, Atty. Dwight. Ayan po,
yes,
hindi natin po ang mga alumni natin na nasa ibang bansa. Siyempre, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you. So to all first-timers of Bridges, this is the University of Santo Tomas Alumni Association virtual talk show that showcases and provide notable Tomasian alumni an opportunity to share their expertise and experiences on various topics for lifelong learning. Today's episode is brought to you by the Alumni Association Incorporated. Before we continue, let us ask our audience to please remember to like and share our show and subscribe to our UST Tomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page. Ito po ay isang malaking pagsuporta sa ating programa. Maraming salamat po!
Yes, and I'm truly glad to be hosting the show once again with you, Ma'am Thelma. Kumusta naman at kumusta sa Tomasino Center natin? May mga projects ba tayo dyan, especially also relating to the environment?
Nako, marami po kasi nga po ang Tomasino Center, nakakatuwa po yung pangalan po ng aming opisina, Tomasino. But the Ino there has double N, so pinagsama po ang Tomasino at innovation. So naggawa po tayo ng arena wherein our students, alumni, the academic, the non-academic staff po, even the non-Tomasian po can come together and bring in what their ideas, to innovate something that will make this world a better place. And lately nga po, magkasama tayo, Attorney Dwight, sa nung nakaraan din pong, nabanggit ko to ng ating nakaraang episode, na kasama po namin kayo sa isang initiative kung saan ating pong tinanong ang ating mga estudyante, ano ang mga pwede nating gawin to
Yes.
save the environment. Kaya, Attorney Dwight, kasama ka namin doon. Maraming salamat, ha?
Yes, at syempre napapanahon talaga ngayon yan because we're talking of climate change. And we do realize that the impact of climate change is far-reaching and the changes we see have serious implications for human health, food, water security, economic stability, and overall environmental sustainability. At dahil matindi ang epekto nito sa mundo at sa buhay natin, kailangan lahat tayo ay magtulungan para wag pabayaan ang ating gobyerno o yung mga kinauukulan na humarap sila lamang na gumawa ng paraan para sa problemang ito. Dapat ay lahat tayo at ang talakayin natin ngayon ay patungkol dito. Kaya naman, Ma'am Telma, siguro wag na natin patagalin pa. Let's introduce our guest today.
Attorney Dwight, pero bago ko introduce, gusto ko po muna muling i-congratulate ang inyo pong grupo. Naku, salamat po for sustaining this initiative. Talaga naman pong ito po ang inyong naging pangako sa lifelong learning ng ating mga, especially the alumni, kasi nga po ito po ay para sa mga alumni. But of course, the non-Tomasians and everyone listening are all welcome. Congratulations po. Para po sa lahat. Opo,
at
hindi po
nagpapasalamat
madali
kami
ito.
sa inyo rin at
Yes,
sa ating mga tiga-subaybay. At
Opo, ang
syempre,
kanila po kasing ginagawa hindi madali. So ang inyo pong pagsubaybay dito, ang pag-turn on ng inyong FB page, YouTube channel every Tuesday, yan na po. Malaking pag-partake po dun sa inisyatibang ito. So
Yes.
maraming pong salamat. Ayan
Yes.
po, sige po. Our guest for tonight or for this afternoon is currently teaching at the UST Faculty of Arts and Letters and a professorial lecturer at the UST Graduate School. Her areas of specialization, siya po ay talaga naman nagpapakadalubhasa at dalubhasa sa environmental management, sustainable development, climate change, disaster risk and humanitarian communication, governance and sustainability and research methods. Kung pwede ko lang tong ibili ng ng pampahaba ng buhay, nako ibibili ko ito. Yun ang aking regalo sa kanya sa Pasko. As a researcher, she is affiliated at the USC Research Center for Social Sciences and Education, and her areas of interest are zero waste cities and islands, sachet studies, estuarial studies, and street children. She is currently a member of the USAID-funded research on sustainable regenerative tourism in the island of Siquijor. Ayan, tinatawag ako ng nanay ko. Moreover, she is an associate member of National Research Council of the Philippines. An active NGO worker, Professor Anjeta, is president of the Mother Earth Foundation 2022 to 2024, NGO member of the 2023 National Solid Waste Management Commission, presently auditor of the Philippine Society for the Study of Nature, and board member of the Philippine Network for Environmental Educators. Academically, she took MS Environmental Science and PhD Environmental Science as well at the School of Environmental Science and Management, University of the Philippines, Los Baños. Dear friends, let us welcome Dr. Arlen to Bridges.
Magandang hapon po, makakalikasang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Good afternoon.
Maraming salamat sa introduction mo, Ma'am Telma and Attorney Dwight. Good afternoon.
Yes, and welcome to the Bridges Show, Ma'am Arlen.
Opo.
And thank you very much, of course.
Dr. Arlen, ang dami mong talaga namang asosasyon na sinalihan, no? Sabi ko nga yung iba palagi wish nila, gusto nila makatulong sa environment, pero ito po talaga namang nakisama and now leading, no? Ang ilang mga talaga namang nangunguna on saving the environment. Sa totoo lang po, nung binabasa namin, no, Attorney Dwight, ang inyo pong resume, talaga namang bibigyan ko rin po kayo ng award. Maliban po sa pampahaba ng buhay, marami pong salamat sa kayo po ay talaga namang pride ng Tamashan community.
Parang it's a passion, ano, Ma'am Telma? If you look at her, what she's doing, it's really passion for the environment.
Oo, talaga naman. Actually, isa po talaga sa, ito po, Ma'am Arlene, nung maraming taon na po, kinuwento ko to last time, no? Po kami, na sumali ako sa clean up nitong nasa sa may bandang Luneta, yung
Manila Bay Clean Up.
Manila Bay Clean Up. Sabi ko nga po last week, 3 hours, nandun ako sa isang lugar, napuno ko po 3 sako. Ma'am Arlene, puro po yun sachet. Puro po sachet. Sachet po ng shampoo, sachet po ng yung sa pagkain, yung sa instant noodles, and kape. Yun po. At narinig po namin, meron po kayong study on that.
Oo. Yung sachet, pinag-aralan namin to. This is a funded research. At pinag-aralan namin bakit ginagamit yung sachet, no? Yung mga single-use plastic. So we conducted a research on selected middle class income group at saka yung lower class income group. So dito sa Metro Manila. Now in summary, dun sa middle income group, they buy single-use plastic because the amount is exact, yung sakto. No? Good for one use, right? And then easy to use, and they can carry it along with them, no? Maski saan sila pumunta. And then the last reason is it is economical. So kaya mo siyang gamitin, kaya mo siyang dalhin, at napakamura pa. So that's for the middle class. Now, there is a growing tendency for the middle class to use sachet na eh. Kasi lalo na yung mga travelers. So yun na yung mga ginagamit nila. For the lower income group, it's basically economical. Kasi yun lang yung kaya nilang bilhin for the day. Kasi yun lang yung kinita nila for the day. Yun yung bibilhin nila for the day. At yun, ang mga sachet single-use plastics ay available doon sa sari-sari store na malapit sa kanila. No? So, economical accessibility on the part of the lower class. Now, sachet is a bite-sized single-use plastic. No? Ito yung mga tingi. Meron kasi tayong tingi culture eh. No? Nung unang panahon, bago pa man dumating yung mga Spaniards sa Pilipinas, may tingi culture na sa Pilipino. No? May tingi ko. Pero hindi natin problema yung tingi. Kasi yun lang yung kailangan natin for the day. However, nagkaroon lang tayo ng problema sa tingi because of the packaging. No? Because of the packaging, dahil isang gamit, punit, gamit, tapon. Parang
yes.
Yun, no? So, ngayon, ang nangyari doon, dumami yung basura natin sa mga packaging na ganito. Ngayon, ano yung mga initiatives natin? So, nagkaroon na tayo ng problema, no, sa sachet. Ano yung initiatives naman natin para mabawasan, to reduce? Siguro at the moment, we cannot really remove, no, from the market, but at least reduce. No? So, siguro, personally, bumili tayo ng mga in bulk. No? Tapos mga nakabote, no? Kasi pwede nating ma-refill yung mga gamit ng mga bote, no? And then para we can do away with single-use plastics, yung mga plastic labo, we have to bring our own eco bag. So personally yon yung mga eco bags na yan, no? They're talagang very handy ang mga yan.
Yes.
Now may I continue?
Yes. Matanong ko lang, Ma'am Arlene, you're saying that yung tingi culture is really one that we used to practice already, and this is not brought about really by modernization because you're saying ingrained din sa ating mga Pilipino ito. And well, it just so happened now that also when you did the study, nakita nyo naman na bukod doon sa culture siguro, pumasok na rin yung economics, di ba? And then yung matter of convenience and everything else. Because it became very convenient for us to use this. Pero before you continue, something struck my mind, no? Paano kayo na-involve dito? I mean, what brought you your interest to this kind of work? if I may just go back.
Kasi yung kurso ko, environmental science, dapat walk the talk. Di ba? Dapat walk the talk. So parang you just cannot talk of concepts and principles and models in environmental science. You really have to engage. Engage with the natural environment, engage with people for you to find out what are the realities of the environment, what are the problems emerging in the environment.
Attorney White, ang tawag daw dyan, may pinag-aralan.
Well, the passion comes in kasi tulad kanina when we were introducing Doc Arlen, no, we were really talking of her passion for this kind of work, for this environment. Kasi talagang siguro, Doc Arlen, no, Valentine's, you fell in love with this kind of work as well.
Oo. Well, talking of Valentine's, no, I think one of the things that we really can do for Mother Earth during this Valentine's Day is to get rid of single-use plastic.
Sige.
No? Para sa akin,
okay. Balik tayo sa discussion mo, Ma'am Arden. Okay, please go ahead. So you did the study and then interventions.
So sa aming mga NGOs, sa amin, no, sa Mother Earth Foundation, we have these zero waste stores. We're partnered with our yung mga Navotas, Malabon, and Siquijor, and San Fernando, Pampanga. Meron kaming mga zero waste stores, especially sa Malabon at sa Navotas, where we serve the marginalized and low-income community. So itong mga stores na to, they were selected in the barangays, and then the stores would offer products in reusable packaging, like mga basic commodities like yung soy sauce, mga condiments, vinegar, fish sauce, cooking oil, detergent powder, dishwashing liquid, and rice. So, nasa pilot stage pa kasi ito. Ito lang muna yung inintroduce namin doon sa zero waste stores. Tapos titignan namin yung salability na pagka nagdala yung mga consumer ng sarili nilang lalagyan, ano ba doon yung mabili? No? Tapos, ano ba yung mga gagawin pa na mga pwedeng paglagyan ng mga refillable containers para mas lalong maka-attract kami ng consumer. So ito lang muna yung ginagawa ng Mother Earth Foundation. No?
Yes.
So titignan pa namin to through time.
And so this is supporting a new lifestyle. No, parang ito bagong lifestyle to, you bring your own container. No? Yes.
Kasi ako nung bata pa ako, kasama ko nanay ko, yung basket namin may dalang bote para sa oil and para sa ano ba to suka.
Yes.
Kailangan dala mo kasi tapos pinapump nila.
Oo. So practices na talaga niya noon pa.
Ano rin, pero talagang dati siya, pero tama, it's bago tama New lifestyle pero puro sa mga medyo ngayon yung mas bata-bata sa atin.
Hindi na nila
Pero talaga lumaki tayo na ganoon noon.
Yes.
Pero isa pa, Attorney Dwight, alam mo ba, nung naglipat kami ng bahay, nakita ko yung mga gamit ng nanay ko. Doc Ancheta, alam niyo po ba, may mga nakatiklop siyang mga plastic kasama ng mga damit niya because it was so precious before. Yung mga plastic na yan, tama ba? Oo, ganun siya ka-precious noon. Hindi marami yung plastic. Kaya dati, ang supot, nabili mo, paper. Pero syempre nga, marami na tayong pag-aaral dyan. Kaya ganun, Kaya sabi ko talaga naman, ang panahon talaga.
Kaya naman, going back to that lifestyle, pagka ikaw pumili ng katuwang sa buhay, di ba? Yun nga yung ating title, no? Siguro hahanapin mo rin yung katulad mo ring passion sa environment. Must love. Napanood nyo ba yung movie na Must Love Dogs? Di ba? Yung naghahanap ng kapartner. Ang sabi niya, dapat mahilig sa
Mahilig
aso.
sa aso.
Katulad niya, di ba? Ito naman, siguro kung
Tama.
hanap tayo ng kapartner sa Valentine's, yung perfect Valentine natin, napin natin, kailangan meron caring din siya at mapagmahal din kay Mother Earth. Di ba?
Ayan.
Ayun.
Ayan, naku, Dr. Ancheta, meron din kaming nabasa doon sa inyong profile, estuarial studies. Medyo kakaiba ito. Can you tell us about it?
Yung estuarial studies, it's a study of the estuaries, no? 'Di ba dito sa estuary estero. So yon. Oo, kasi estuary kasi is a body of water kung saan nag-meeting point ng fresh water and salt water. Yon. So you have the case in point, Manila Bay, salt water. Then you have the Pasig River, the fresh water. And then dun sa Pasig River, nandun din yung labasan ng mga estero natin. So kung titingnan mo talaga yung Pasig River, may mga dun lumalabas yung mga estero from the inland. Alright. So what we did was to study one estero in Manila, and that's Estero de Paco. So what's the function of these esteros? Actually, ano sila labasan ng tubig. Para pagkabaha dito sa inland area, sila yung lalabasan ng tubig papunta sa Pasig River, papunta sa Manila Bay. Labasan talaga sila ng tubig. Ngayon dahil tidal waters ng mga to, pagka high tide sa Manila Bay, papasok sa Pasig River, papasok sa mga estero. Pagka bababa na yung tubig, it's like lalabas din yung dumi papunta sa big body of water. So it's a natural way of cleaning waterways. However, clogged na siya. Well, because of so many yung residences, yung mga informal settlers, tapos ginagawa rin siyang dumping area. So hindi na niya nagagawa yung function niya as a waterway. So we studied the rehabilitation of Estero de Paco, and talagang maraming perang ginugol ng gobyerno, private sector, the academe, including UST, in terms of services, no? Sa Estero de Paco. So na-rehabilitate, napaganda, napalawak, pero we're just talking of one estero. There are 22 esteros in Manila alone. So ano yung gagawin mo doon? Ang pinag-aralan namin dito yung proseso ng rehabilitation, tapos bakit nakatira ang mga tao sa estero na to? Number one, malapit sa eskwelahan, malapit sa simbahan, malapit sa palengke. If you will notice, karamihan ng palengke nasa estero. Quiapo Market. Meron dong estero de Quiapo. Yung Paco Market, along the estero ng estero de Paco. Yung meron pang itong trabaho, parang may estero ring malapit sa kanya. Kasi from the Pasig River, papasok yung komersyo, ang gagawin nila, papasok sa estero, ibabagsak sa palengke. So yun ang function niya noon.
So deeply rooted.
For commercial purposes, for transportation, source of food, yun nga lang, binahayan na siya. So hindi na nakita yung talagang original function niya. Now, kung gusto mo talagang gumanda yung Pasig River na meron tayong proyekto ngayon, simulan natin sa ating mga estero. So,
yung studies ninyo, so not only geographical, not only physical, parang pati sociological, historical, lahat pala, no, encompassing po siya. And it's very, very interesting really. But going back just a bit dun sa Mother Earth Foundation, this is where you are the president now, Doc Arlene, di ba?
Yes.
Yes. Could you give us a bit of a background of Mother Earth Foundation?
Is it all right to share?
Yes, of course. If you have a slide, maybe John can share it for us para maikwento nyo, no? Saan ito nagmumula yung inyong
let's start.
Yeah, of course, this is our title, no? So Perfect Valentine.
That's the first slide. Must love the earth, my perfect Valentine.
Wow,
we really have to give back what the earth is giving us, no? So we we extract resources, we produce commodities, we consume commodities, and then we carelessly dispose it, no, in sa mga landfill natin. So it's not giving love to Mother Earth. Okay. Next slide, please. Well, this is the board members and the staff of Mother Earth. No? So most of us are professionals and the trustees are volunteers. So volunteers lang kami rito. But then we have paid staff to do the projects. All right. And then these are the different projects namin. Yung zero waste management, where we focus on resource recovery. Then we have the Zero Waste Island, the Juana Zero Waste Store, which I mentioned a while ago, and the Zero Waste Academy. Okay, so next slide, please. Our framework, we basically follow the framework of Republic Act, RA 9003. Though our organization was organized in 1998, so a little bit
before the law
than RA 9003. Okay, so we really focus on waste segregations and then the material recovery facility. Okay, so next, please. This is waste assessment and brand audit. This is one of the activities during the training sa mga communities where we train the local people to collect the garbage for a week and then segregate them at the end of the week. Segregate them. Try to find out anong klaseng panapon meron sila para malalaman natin kung anong strategiya ang gagawin nila sa local community. So ito yung waste assessment and brand audit. Now, bakit brand audit? Kasi kung titignan mo, yung mga sa SEDO, nalalaman namin, ano ba yung mga nabibili ng mga local people, ano ba yung popular among them na mga branded na mga commodities.
And Doc Arlene, this becomes important also because yung RA 9003 has recently been amended, di ba? And by the EPR law. At ito, extended producers responsibility na. So those who own the brands will also be guided, no? Be guided on how to help fix the problem.
Oo, yung ating RA 11898, no? All right. So this is a very good initiative on the part of the government where they require large companies to recover and recycle part of the plastic packaging waste of their products. So that it will not land in the landfill and the waterways. Okay, next slide please. Ito po yung Zero Waste Academy. So it is an online learning platform designed by Gaia, which is an international NGO, and Mother Earth, aiming to provide accessible and relevant zero waste related courses to our participants interested to learn and implement zero waste and other management strategies on waste. So dito po bigyan namin ng training yung DNR, EMB, and CR cohort. Okay, last year po ito. And the next, we have this organics fair. So ito naman pong organics fair, parang ikalawang taon na po namin to. This is in partnership with the Quezon City. So in front of Quezon City Hall. And dito, we invited exhibitors to showcase kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila in terms of composting. So meron po kami dito box composting, material recovery facility, tapos may tire composting, tapos po yung mga exhibitors dito kung ano po yung mga ipinagtitinda nila ng mga biodegradables. No? So, organics fair, parang composting, organics, no? Organics management. All right, next please. Ito po yung launching ng aming Zero Waste Store sa Malabon. Meron po kaming 19 stores dito po sa Malabon, Navotas, no? So ito po ay ang mga officials ng local government. Okay, next please. At dito naman po, this is a photo of the Vice Governor of the province of Siquijor, where she was able to showcase the activities of the different municipalities in Siquijor regarding zero waste practices. No? So, ang Siquijor Island, merong 6 na munisipyo at yung 6 na munisipyo nito ay all working for zero waste island. So, yan po ang amin pong mga pinagkakaabalahan at the moment. Opo.
Yan, napakaganda at and that makes you really very busy siguro, Doc Arlen, no?
Opo, oo.
Ayan po, sabi ko nga yung iba palagi lang nag-iisip, no? Paano kaya? Ganyan, ano? Sa totoo lang po, kung talaga pong gusto natin yung concrete action, napakarami na pong organisasyon, no? Na marami tayong, na pwede nating salihan. Kaya nga,
Yes.
Doc Arlen, kasi parang ano, no? Ang kabataan ngayon, talaga namang ang daming inaasikaso na hindi ko mang alam. Siyempre, no, ang daming kung ano-anong andyan ang Facebook, nandiyan ang Twitter, oras pa lang nila talaga namang punong-puno na. Ano bang masasabi mo dyan? Ano bang inyong take on that bilang isang organization on the environment?
Ang ginagawa namin, meron kaming mga school caravans, may mga activities kami sa iba't ibang eskwelahan. So, nagtuturo din, yung IEC, alam niyo yung IEC, nagtuturo ng mga basically elementary and junior high, no, na mga estudyante. No? And then, so, aside from that, we are also encouraging students in the collegiate level to join us, no, as trainee, for example, no. So we are inviting them to work with us, no, lalo pa sa tapos sa mga communities, pagka nasa mga communities kami, we are also inviting the youth. So meron din kaming Mother Earth Youth, no, kung saan hinihikayat namin yung mga kabataan, no, kasi minsan simpleng waste segregation lang hindi talaga natin magawa. So, talagang simpleng waste segregation lang. Okay. So, yun po,
Yes,
no?
that's really very good, no, Ma'am Telma. And Doc Arlen, it's very important na talagang nai-involve natin yung youth and you have programs also involving them. At syempre, kumusta naman ang reception nila? I truly believe naman, Ma'am Telma, na itong mga kabataan natin has also that desire. Nakikita na rin nila yung epekto and everything else, and they also have that desire siguro, no, Doc Arlen, to participate.
Meron pong karamihan po kasi ng mga youth caravan namin ay ginagawa sa City of San Fernando. So doon po yung Saint Scholastica, no? Yan po ay very particular in terms of waste management, no? Tapos ang isa po sa mga yung indicator, no, na parang ina-accept nila na parang they wanted to join and they are advocating waste management is the presence of material recovery facility in schools. No? So yun po, at saka sa mga communities. No?
Plus the fact ngayon pinakita niyong picture kanina, yung inyong members, nakita ko, puro kabataan naman yun eh. Except probably for, may nakita ko doon puting buhok eh, but I think she's a very popular lady. Sino ba yun? Si Ma'am Sonia. Yes.
Magtataka ka rin po, no? Kasi NGO yung sa amin, hindi naman kami corporate, pero makikita mo, may gustong magtrabaho sa amin. No? So yun na lang, parang ibig sabihin, they go beyond financial, yung finances, pero more on work with the environment and more on development work.
So, Arlen, kung minsan ang mga tao, no, sumasali sila sa initiative kapag mayroong talaga namang nangyaring disaster,
yes,
environment. Pero kung halimbawang, sige, okay, ako nakita ko na talaga how people would move, no, kapag mayroong nangyaring disaster. Pero yung sa day-to-day, no, yung campaign na ito, no, maliban sa eskwelahan, no, ano pa yung iyong pwedeng mai-suggest na pwede natin pang gawin?
Aside from yung IEC, Tapos, aside from yung actual work in the communities, no? Aside from collaboration, dapat nakikipag-collaborate din tayo sa iba't ibang NGO. No? So para the more NGOs working together, the better. No? Tapos not only with NGOs, but also we have to collaborate with offices also, government agencies. So napaka strong nung collaboration and partnership.
That's true, that's true. Makwento ko lang, no, Ma'am Telma, alam mo kung paano kami nagkakilala ni Doc Arlen is because kahit kami magkalaban in a way, no? Because alam niyo naman, I'm in waste management in the private sector. Si Ma'am Arlen naman is in the NGO side. And but through the years that we've been working side by side, yan, nagkaroon na rin kami ng collaboration, partnership, nagtutulungan na rin kami. And I think at the end of the day, it's really the passion keeps us together. Kasi at the end of the day, isa naman yung objective. It's really to solve the waste management problem. So, ayun, tama yung sinabi niya, no? Yung collaboration is really very important. And we work together at yung mga pwedeng pagsamahan, pinagsasamahan na rin namin. Like, of course, itong show na to, pareho naman tayong uste. But nabanggit nyo kanina, no? Sir, some of your projects pala that you're doing are initiatives with the UST backing?
Opo, kasi dito, it so happen na yung iba nating estudyante sa sociology ay nag-i-intern sa amin, no? So they invite us to talk here. Yung staff namin din dito, nag-invite din na mag ng training at saka ng workshop, no? So and then itong sa research center namin, yung iba naming mga projects dito are funded by NGOs. And isa dito sa collaborator namin ay yung Mother Earth Foundation at saka yung Gaia. No? So these NGOs are into research also. Kasi makikita lang natin sila workshop, training, seminar, but now they are into research. They also wanted the science.
Yes.
Of the environmental activities. No? So they are into research. Kaya meron din kami collaboration with them.
Kasi scientific approach na ito talaga, no? Yung dati nung nangolekta, nare-recall ko na naman yung nangolekta kami ng mga basura, ngayon pala talagang hinihimay. Hihimay mo, binibilang. Ayan, tapos syempre sabi nga ni Attorney Dwight, kakatok doon sa pwedeng katukin. Ito na nga po yung ating mga partnership and collaboration. Kasi nga po, actually sa totoo lang po, may iba pa po allergic dyan sa collaboration. Ano? Pero ako po talaga namang on it ako kasi sa totoo lang, meron na pong mga nagpapakadalubhasa sa pag-aaral ng maraming bagay. At hindi po natin alam ang maraming bagay. Kaya nga po, para po sa mga nakikinig sa atin na merong pwedeng gawin dahil sila po ay leader ng kanilang kumpanya, kailangan po natin bigyan ng puwang, no? Itong mga nanaliksik, nag-aaral, at meron na pong pwedeng ihain sa atin na nakaalaman para naman po, sabi nga namin, medyo bumilis ang ating pag-solve dito sa problemang ito. Tama po ba, Doc Ancheta?
Opo, no? In the case of the corporations and industries, pwede silang pumasok dun sa kanilang corporate social responsibility, dun sa kanilang CSR. No? So, through the CSR, they can do environmental activities, no? Into waste management, into coastal cleaning. So, ito po yung, parang nakikita po nila yung realidad ng buhay sa labas ng kanilang korporasyon, no? Sa labas ng kanilang grupo.
Yes, and huwag silang matakot na hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin, saan magsisimula, because there are groups like the Mother Earth Foundation that they can join, they can collaborate, and they will be guided. Ano po, Doc Arlen? Yes. Like itong si Cohor, paano nyo to napili po tong island na to? Any particular reason? Bakit ito yung unang magiging zero waste island natin sa Pilipinas?
Because of the Zero Waste Academy.
Mm.
So, yung head ng tourism sa probinsya ng Siquijor joined the Zero Waste Academy. And so, after joining, may natutunan, kailangang i-implement, kailangang i-practice. So, ginawa po iyon sa 6 na munisipyo ng Siquijor. At dahil ito ay isla, maliit, which is a potential tourist area, so they really have to work with the environment to boost their tourism. So dito dahil maliit yung isla, wala silang landfill. So meron lang silang lalagyan ng kanilang residual
RCA, containment area.
RCA, oo. Yung residual containment area. Dahil sa soil quality. Hindi lahat ng isla sa Pilipinas ay may capability na magkaroon ng landfill because of the soil quality. So kaya mas kailangan pag-tingin nila ang solid waste management kasi hindi nga pero ngayon parang nakakita na sila na pwede nilang paglagyan. But the thing is they really have to work on their waste management simply because it's a small island at napakalayo nila sa Dumaguete City. Although it's a transit area going to Bohol and going to Cebu. No? So meron silang provincial policy on no plastic. So it's the management comes from the top. So from the provincial government, then supported by the local government, and then you have the barangay. So yun po ang nangyari sa kanila ngayon.
So Ma'am Telma, no, parang sinasabi ni Ma'am Marlette, kailangan may champion din. And they found a champion dito sa Siquijor. And working on it now, nagkaroon na ng collaboration involving the local government unit. Di ba, Ma'am Telma, ganun din sa Innovation Center, no? Yung mga hinahanap niyo, ganun champion.
Yes, tama po. Actually po, kanina nga gusto ko nang ibiday, pero kasi po, sila po ay magiging bahagi po ng Batch 4 Incubatees. So meaning po yung meron po mga talaga namang ideas na po pwede po nating ma-commercialize or magamit pa ng mas marami. Doc Ancheta, meron po tayong bagong na-recruit. Ang tawag po sa kanila ay Saluk-Sari. So yung pagsaluk, at sari-sari store. So sabi ko, naka baka pwedeng i-partner kay Ma'am Ancheta. Ayan na nga, collaboration. So yung pong kanila pong innovation ay kanila pong pinag-aaralan sa ngayon at i-incubate namin sila. Ito po ay idea ng mga estudyante at faculty members. Kaya po, maganda po sabi nga scientific approach na rin po kasi ito naman po ay technology no para po mas maging madali no. Syempre yan po yung titingnan natin kung ano pa po ang pwede nating gawin kasi alam ko ginagawa ninyo ito but this one it's a technology and maybe later on we can talk about it here kapag ito po ay talaga namang umarangkada na. Ayun po. Isa pong sa katanungan ko, Doc Ancheta, since talaga namang kayo po ay talaga namang immersed on the environment, sa dami po, the earth, no, ang air, water, sige po, pwede po bang malaman, ano po ang talaga namang nabugbog? No? Talaga namang nabugbog ng, nangyayari ngayon, ano po yung pinaka-worst ngayon? Dapat pagtuunan ng pansin at it's very urgent. Pero alam ko lahat urgent. Pero ano po ngayon sa inyo pong pag-aaral?
Para sa tingin ko, yung climate change. So, kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin yung climate change. No? Kasi parang, the environment is a closed system. So, pagka may tinapong ka, napunta sa landfill, methane na kaagad yun. Pagka sumobra naman yung sa industries, carbon dioxide yon. So, lahat aakyat sa taas yon. No? So, parang ang the urgent environmental issue that we really have to address now is climate change. So, nasa taas siya. Paano mo siya i-address? Tayong nasa baba. No? So, ganun pa rin. Way of life pa rin. Change of our way of life, no? Yung too much commercialism, urbanization, excessive use of technology. So lahat yon may kanya-kanyang contribution doon sa climate change, no? In fact, sa by Thursday, may topic nga ako dun sa Asian Studies, environmental diplomacy. So we don't talk about, we go beyond peace negotiations, we go beyond trade agreements, but we also talk about climate change, no? So
Yes.
climate justice, no? So global na rin siya, global talaga ang ano niya.
Yes.
Um,
At yeah. In other words, Ma'am Telma, sinasabi ni Ma'am Arlen, talagang climate change is real. It's before us and it's a big problem. Pero sinasabi rin ni Doc Arlen na talagang ang solution, tayo ang gumagawa ng problema. Parang tayo rin ang gagawa ng solusyon, ano, Doc Arlen?
Kasi climate change is a natural phenomenon. Natural yun, nagbabago talaga yung klima. Pero ang tagal bago magbago ang klima natin, no? Thousands of years, mabagal. Matagal. Pero ang nangyari, anthropogenic ang nangyayari. So, sabihin, galing sa atin, sa activities natin.
Sa ginagawa natin.
Sa
Yes.
ginagawa natin. Yun.
Nako,
So,
talaga naman.
So parang there's always a trade-off between environment and development. No? So kailangan talaga mabalanse natin ang lahat.
Kaya nga ang ganda po ng definition, di ba, ng sustainable development, the capacity of the present generation to be able to meet what they need without compromising the capacity of the next generation to meet their own needs. So hindi po pwede na talaga namang ubusin na natin ngayon. Kailangan sapat lang at kaya pang maunang.
Yun. Tapos, if we talk, ang mantra natin ngayon ay sustainable development, no?
Yes.
So, lapit na yung 2030, yung ating sustainable development goals. Pero ang tanong ay, are you thinking sustainably? Yun, no? So, ito yung mantra mo, sustainable development. Pero paano yung buhay mo? Paano yung mindset mo? Is it along sustainability? Or linear pa rin ang mindset mo?
Yes.
So yun din yun. Kaya ganun pa rin. Reflection pa rin yun on our way of life. So parang environmental management is not only managing the natural environment, but also how you be involved in that kind of management. Ano yung magiging role mo? How do you value in the first place?
So, going back dun sa tanong mo, Ma'am Telma, the urgency is really lifestyle change. Kailangan tayo magbago. I think that's what Doc Arlen is saying.
Attorney Dwight, alam mo, may sasabihin ako, ngayon ko lang to na-realize, this very moment. I've seen a lot of environmental advocacies na talagang into this work. Napansin ko, pare-parehas silang kalmado, nakatulad ni Ma'am Ancheta. Sabi ko kasi, kung minsan, ako kasi, talagang gusto ko ayokong gamitin yung salitang galit. Kasi syempre, pag galit, uubusin ka nun eh. It will consume you eh. Pag galit, pero Ma'am Ancheta, di ba nakakagalit naman talaga minsan? Tama ba? Pero ikaw, hindi ka ganun.
Nakakagalit, pero kailangan mo din kasing maging mahinahon dahil may proseso din na may mga alternatibo, no? May mga alternatibo ka rin namang dapat gawin, no? Although you cannot do it alone, no? And so that you have to join a group, you have to collaborate, you have to teach, parang ganon yung mga other activities, no, na pwede mong gawin, no? Yun.
Ayan, kaya Attorney Dwight, para po sa lahat ng nakikinig, kailangan po nating gustuhin, no? Maliban sa ang susunod na pagka talagang ginusto. Eto, 'di ba? Valentine's Day, no? Iba yung salitang gusto pag romantic no?
But dapat may pagmamahal.
Oo, kailangan po nating i-level up na po talaga, no? Ito pong ating desire in our hearts to really save the environment. It's really, matindi na po itong pananawagan na ito, di ba po, Attorney Dwight?
Yes, and the bad news really keep coming because syempre at some point napipinpoint ang Philippines especially for riverine plastic emissions, di
Yes,
ba?
yes po.
Pag-pollute ng oceans at
Oo.
lahat yan, Doc Arlene, no? Lahat kayo ang humaharap niyan.
Oo, tapos ngayon nababalita na sa TV, yung mga bangus sa Mindanao, meron ng mga plastic component, no? So, eto na yung bumabalik na sa atin. Eto na yon, no? Nabalik na sa ating pagkain. So, itinapon mo siya, lumutang, lumiliit, nagiging micro, nagiging nanoplastic, na i-ingest ng isda, hinuhuli mo yung isda, kinakain mo, nandun na. So,
And so
bumabalik talaga sa ating closed system talaga siya.
yeah, the urgency is there because it's all interconnected, sabi ng mga Marley. It's a loop na sa loop na yan tayo rin yung tali na yan mukhang sa leeg din natin mapupunta, no? Ma'am Telma. And we've been at it for so many years na rin. For quite a long time hindi natin pinansin yung sustainability na yan. And so we kept on abusing. And so well, of course, yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Arlene na dapat the urgency of lifestyle change, but also, Ma'am Telma, no, the urgency also of technology innovations coming in. Kasi kung tayo lang ito, hindi na rin natin kakayanin na doon nga sasabi mo kanina, no, hindi na ito ordinary course of business. No, there's more things should be done, and so there should also be a call for innovative ways of dealing with the problem, Ma'am Telma.
Yes, opo. Kaya nga po, meron dito, syempre, no, yung ako natutuwa ako ngayon, bigla akong na-realize kung nasan ako ngayon, ano. Salamat kasi talagang yung pakikibahagi ay kasama doon, nakapasok doon sa trabaho ko, no. Si Attorney Dwight, ganun din. Si Ma'am Art, tayo pong tatlong nandito, no? Kaya talaga pong pasasalamat sa Diyos kasi yung pakikibahagi embedded dun sa hanap buhay natin, no? Pero syempre, meron pong mga nakikinig sa atin na nasa ibang bahagi po ng kanilang mga gawain, no? Kaya nga po yung pong pananawagan dito, no? Yung mindful consumerism, yan. Meron bang ganon? Mindful consumerism. Yeah, kailangan po actually yung Laudato Si ni Pope Francis na talagang hindi lang po siya nagsalita ng isang paragraph, hindi po ang ginawa po ng ating Santo Papa, sumulat ng isang libro na talaga na po, at hindi po ito, siya po ay sabi ko nga sa salita ng mga kabataan, hindi po siya nagpa-cute, no? Talaga pong meron na pong kritisismo, no? Yung salitang ginamit ay kritisismo na po sa consumerism, ang salita po, irresponsible development. Kung minsan po, wow, ang ganda, bagong ganito, bagong ganyan. Pero dapat po, mas laliman pa po natin ang ating lenteng ginagamit sa mga nangyayari sa paligid natin, no? Kasi yung pusong mapagmahal, eto may pananawagan na to, kailangan nandoon siya palagi, no? Hindi lang po kapag may hawak ang basura, nandun lang siya. Hindi po eh. Talaga pong, tama po ba, Doc Ancheta, nandoon yun sa ating day-to-day na pamumuhay.
Yes, and talking about that, no, kasi I think napag-usapan natin yung EPR law, napag-usapan natin yung sachet studies ni Doc Arlene. But it doesn't stop there, di ba, Doc Arlene? Actually, kanina, yung organics ninyo, it's also very important. As a matter of fact, a big chunk of the garbage or the waste that we have is also yung mga biodegradables. Well, together with the plastics, malaking problema rin ang binibigay nito, Doc Arlene, especially sa greenhouse gases, hindi ba?
Opo, oo. So we really have to treat our excess food. Just eat what we can consume, no? Yung parang ganun po, oo. So, yun po ngayon ang pinopromote namin, yung organics management. No?
Yes, and so dun sa MRF, hindi lang yan sa recycling ng plastics, but
Opo.
also yung composting, di ba, Doc Arlen?
Opo,
Napaka-important component din yan na
Opo.
dapat tinitignan natin.
So, hindi lang talaga siya waste segregation or recycling, pero dapat meron siyang component ng binabaon mo din siya. No?
Yan. Tapos doon naman po sa mga nag-oorganisa po ng mga activities, no? Dapat po siguro rin maging mindful tayo, no? Ano po bang basura ang po pwedeng ma-produce after po nitong isang event na ito? Dapat po talagang pag-iisipan natin yan. Yung iba nga po talagang ginawa nila, talaga pong nag-appoint sila ng isang environmentalist or parang siya yung in charge on looking at if they, parang green person, kunyari, ganun, ano. Kami po kasi dati nung nasa OSA po ako, nagkaroon po kami ng inisyatibo po na ang kada organisasyon po ng mga estudyante, meron pong environmental aware na, nakalimutan ko ang pangalan ng kanyang ano. So basta siya po ang in charge into looking at the 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 waste that they might be producing after this event. Kasi nga po, yung individual natin, oo, pero yung malalaki pong events na ino-organize natin, yan po, isa rin po yan na dapat nating tingnan. Ayan po, maraming salamat po. Nako, Doc Ancheta, na ang dami naming natutunan, sa totoo lang. Ayan.
Definitely. And syempre, yung sinasabi mo, Ma'am Telma, no, yung champion, I think, yan, naipakita rin sa atin ni Doc Arlen na we really need champions now to really act on this problem. And we're lucky, as you said, Ma'am Telma, na nandito tayo. But definitely, hindi natin kaya alone. No? We need everybody, especially everyone. Bawat isa po sa atin ay talagang magkaroon ng lifestyle change para tumulong sa problema na ito. And so yeah, we thank of course Doc Arlen for joining us, giving us all this knowledge again today. Pero syempre napakaikli na ng oras natin. But definitely we will not let you go, Doc Arlen. No? It's Valentine's at yung ating title kanina is yung ating perfect Valentine, no? So para naman sa kalikasan, Doc Arlen, no? Isang tanong, because bukas nga po ay araw ng mga puso. Paano ba lintulad sa Perfect Love on Valentine's Day yung love for Mother Earth?
Para sa akin, Valentine's Day is a day of gift giving, right? No? So, nabibig ka ng bulaklak, nabibig ka ng chocolates, tapos yung mga candy, sweet food to lighten our mood, right? So, tapos, pag sunod na araw, makikita mo, andyan na nakakalat na yung wrapper ng bulaklak, na mga plastic, nakakalat na siya. Yung mga wrappers sa mga pagkain na binigay sa'yo, na binili mo, nakakalat na siya. So, why don't we think of earth-friendly wrappers? Sa akin, maliit lang na bagay. Yung instead na yung bulaklak, ibabalot mo ng plastic o kaya papel, bakit hindi natin ibalot ng mga locally made abaca wrapper na pwede nating ma-reuse later after the event, no? So, yon. Tapos, siguro yung mga chocolates, siguro mga nakakarton na sila. Yung pag-iisipan lang natin kung ano yung mga packaging materials na gagamitin natin in celebration of Valentine's Day. No? So, ito rin ay araw ng mga kainan, di ba? Araw ng mga kainan. Punong-puno ang mga restaurants at saka mga eateries. Ang para sa akin lang ay kainin lang natin yung nararapat nating makonsumo. Oh, so, yun lang. Yung tamang-tama lang. Tamang-tama lang. Yun lang naman po yung sa akin. It's really more of the packaging. Maski siguro bulaklak lang na nakabalot sa abaca wrapper, okay na sa akin yun. That's really giving love to Mother Earth on Valentine's Day. Walang tapon yun.
Ayan, ako, sabi ko nga sa mga nakikinig ngayon, yung pinanawagan sa atin ni Doc Ancheta, no, para sa Mother Earth, i-level up pa natin. And that is convincing others, no? Pero dapat let's walk the talk, no? Makita nila yun sa atin, no? Para naman we are only, hindi lang advocates, no? Talagang ikaw pa ay talaga namang magiging talagang ang pakikibahagi mo ay mas malalim, no? Yan po. Kaya po ako talaga matinding pananawagan ko sa mga mayroon pong talagang power, no? Yung mga namumuno ng ating mga kumpanya, nasa katungkulan, yan po. Kung meron na po kayong inisyatiba, congratulations po. Pero doon po sa mga wala pa po, naku, yan po ang aming panawagan sa inyo. Let us prioritize this dahil napakahalaga po nito. So to all our listeners, most especially to the valiant legions of the University of Santo Tomas, this is urgent. This is a priority. Let's do this imbued with God's unending grace.
Yeah. Okay. And Doc Arlene, your special and last message for our viewers and listeners before we let you go.
For our listeners and viewers, be kind to Mother Earth. No? Change your lifestyle and change the way you choose your packaging. Yun lang, ganun lang kasimple.
Yeah. And sabi rin that's very nice. Thank you, Doc Arlene. Of course, we will take that to heart, especially it's Valentine's Day. At sabi rin ni Ma'am Telma, no, convince others to do as well. So kung ikaw ay maghahanap ng katuwang sa buhay, sabihin mo, must love Mother Earth. Pag di mo mahal si Mother Earth, hindi mo ako mahal. Pwede ba yun? So, happy Valentine's, Doc Arlene, Ma'am Telma. Happy Valentine's to all our viewers, listeners. Happy Valentine's. Of course, sa aking kabiyak, no? Angie, happy Valentine's.
Ako din po kay Louie. Happy Valentine's.
Kay Lewi.
Ayan.
So, and of course, sa lahat ng kasama natin sa EEI, no? Sa ating, of course, behind the scenes, Ma'am Ida, si Kay, si John, no? At of course, ang ating chairperson, sino ating chairperson?
Doc Som ko ba yan? Doc Som ko, happy Valentine's po.
Bilhin, syempre naman, di natin makakalimutan yan. To everybody, and then actually, medyo ninervyos ako kasi we started naming names. Syempre, kailangan mapangalanan na natin lahat. Pero pagpasensya nyo na po, lahat ng kasama natin sa AAI, lahat ng presidents, ng alumni associations, lahat ng Tomasians, yan, at and guests, lahat ng mga nakikinig, at nanonood sa atin. Happy Valentine's po sa inyong lahat. Yan.
Ang mga announcements mo, Attorney Dwight.
Okay, yeah. And of course, talking about that, no, calling all the Faculty of Engineering alumni. But before that, Doc Arlene, again, maraming salamat sa iyo. Thank you very much for sharing with us your time and talent. And so we did learn a lot. Yung sinasabi ko po kanina, yung Grand Alumni Homecoming sa Engineering, no? Which is dubbed as Enggaling 2024, which will be happening on February 17. Malapit na. Registration is now open. And before we end the show, we would like to thank all our alumni, students, and friends who have faithfully watched, shared, and liked our Bridges episodes. We share with you the blessings of Bridges, and do continue to stay with us, like, and share our show and subscribe to our Tomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and Facebook page. The past episodes of Bridges can be watched in our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us today.
Do watch Bridges again on Tuesday for another exciting episode. Remember, here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. Enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless you all. Mabuhay and happy Valentine's Day.